Hello again, this is Chris on the Dog's Deduction. Just before you listen, I just want to apologise. We came into a bit of problems with the sound, but hopefully it doesn't distract you too much, and it does end. So thanks again for listening, and enjoy. Thank you.
We need to find a little anecdote or a little joke.
Yeah, so Matt, have you changed your diaper recently?
No, I've been really bad with that. Quite unhygienic just recently.
Thought I smelt you coming.
You said that
Yes,
last week.
because we're in the same room, we smelt Matt coming.
I'm getting senile.
Yeah.
When I say coming, I mean like approaching.
I mean, seriously, guys, pass me that pillow.
Can you pass me the salt? I don't know.
Could do.
Yeah.
That's good. That is
you
actually
handed
good.
me the salt, Matt. That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so helpful.
That's good for killing slugs, actually.
That's actually
Melts
good for
them.
repelling ghosts.
You guys can put them on my potatoes right here.
You could try
the
it.
potato.
I don't know whether that works on penises. I don't know whether it melts penis.
I don't think... I don't know. It wouldn't be pleasant,
think?
would it?
Yeah, that's how I lost mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've just got a bag of balls down there now.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, so we've been recording for less than 2 minutes, and we've already gotten onto the balls and penis.
Into decadence.
That's probably my
We're
fault.
so classy.
That's my
This is
fault.
what you listen to the Dork's Deduction for, class.
Welcome to the Dork's Deduction podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Okay, so this week, what we talking about this hour, we are talking about Percy Fawcett, and you are joined by me, Tarmim, and
Me, Matt.
And I, Chris.
one of us is flipping papers, so you have to guess which one of us is doing that.
Doing a Trevor
Probably.
McDonald, looking for our notes. Making sure
Yeah,
we're all here.
our notes in inverted
Just
commas.
plain papers meant to...
Our Wikipedia pages.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm the one that suggested Percy Fawcett, but I think I probably know the least about him. So, do you want to give us a rundown, Matt?
Okay, well, dear old Percy Fawcett, he was already quite a famous explorer by the time of his supposedly fateful last journey to the jungles of Brazil in search of the lost city of El Dorado, otherwise known as Zed.
Yeah, otherwise known as Percy called it Zed. Only Percy.
Did he?
Yeah.
Not known for his imagination, really.
I thought
Yeah,
you didn't know
and
anything
also-
about it.
Yeah, you knew more. And also, it's like the lost city of Atlantis, or is that El Dorado
I think
as
that's
well?
the same
El
thing.
Dorado.
Is it the same place? Okay.
No, Atlantis is in the Pacific, but this is...
Atlantis is just an imaginary city, okay?
Let's just say he was searching for a lost city, all right?
Yeah, a lost city.
in the jungles of Brazil.
So I have to say that all over again then?
No, you're cool, you're cool.
No.
Cool.
That was short and sweet.
But most
So,
people better too.
So yeah, he disappeared, right? So we are going to be discussing why the fuck anyone would want to be an explorer.
Oh my god, why wouldn't you want to be?
Why? What? Because especially a white man going into Brazil, there obviously something's going to happen.
Oh, well,
Especially back then.
Oh,
Back
you're so
then, yeah.
racist, Tarmin.
the racist times.
Yeah.
No,
Back
it's
then.
just in the
Back then.
jungles of Brazil. All right, they don't see white men.
It's a
that
good
often.
point, but if one of the things that they used to do is if you bring gifts, it's a good way of, what's the word I'm looking for? Initiating a friendship.
So like when you're in prison and you give people cigarettes.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I watched 2 documentaries and there's like differing opinions.
Wait, 2 documentaries. You're so
Yeah.
more qualified to talk about this than me or Chris.
Yeah, well, you know. Basically, one documentary said that he wasn't very well prepared for that kind of thing, that he didn't really care about that. Whereas the other documentary said he was very big on that kind of thing and he would have had plenty of gifts with him. So the idea that he was killed by a tribesman for disrespecting them, it's kind of like there's differing opinions on that one.
I find it hard to believe because he started exploring in his late 30s and disappeared in his late 50s.
Yeah.
So he'd been doing it for 20 years. He knew
Yeah.
how to behave. He'd been in that area before. He'd gone, I think, the year before, hadn't he, or something around then.
Yeah.
And he had to return because his companions got ill. But he'd done it before. I don't think he'd insult the tribesmen And, that would lead to his death. I think he'd know how to behave.
Certainly, and by the sounds of it, he had enough stuff, like gifts to give, so I can't see it being that they run out or anything like that.
Maybe he lost them. You never know. Rough terrain, he might have gotten lost and lost the gifts and then stumbled upon tribesmen.
And that's what you really don't want to do. Remember your forgotten gifts when you know, it's the difference between you getting stabbed with spears and you know, you don't... lost them.
Yeah.
Well, they lost,
Well,
they lost the city, didn't they? That lost city in El Dorado.
That lost city, yeah.
But here's the thing. He died in...
he disappeared.
He disappeared, of course. Allegedly disappeared in 1925.
May 1925, 4 days after my birthday.
Legend of El... Oh, congratulations.
You were alive in 1925?
You're a very old person.
Yeah.
I should have won.
I'm 90 this year. Not 90.
Doing so well.
Yeah, 90 this year. I'm 90 this year. That was fast math, people. Fast math.
Oh, he's learnt something more about Tommy. So this city of El Dorado has obviously been sought after for a very long time. I remember they had Spanish conquistadors at the time of, inception of America. They were heard about. It's a myth that went around till back then, and I learnt this from watching the cartoon El Dorado. But you think it would have been... It's been conquered. America's all been found out already, except for Brazil, which is still one of those uninhabited places that they can't quite...
Yeah, because most of it is covered in rainforest.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't really... well, I'm sure some people have mapped it out, of course.
It's just uncharted areas like that are always going to be rumoured to suspicion and myth, and like the Pacific with the Bermuda Triangle and Atlantis, and because we can't get to it.
So Atlantis and El Dorado, are they the same place? And I thought Atlantis was in the sea, or is that in Brazil?
Atlantis is supposedly supposed to be off the coast of Finland, in the sea.
Because I've read different things. I thought that Percy thought the lost city of Z was somewhere in Atlantis, and then for some reason he's in Brazil, so I don't know.
It's another lost city, but in a totally different area in the world.
So clearly my source was wrong.
Yeah, like the Forbidden City, which actually exists in China, I think.
Or Hull.
Or Hull.
No, Liverpool, Forbidden City.
Forbidden City. Oh, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just astounding how much myth can surround something that hasn't been found out yet. I'd be more worried about what's out in the Antarctic, because there's so much we can't actually see out there, but there must be something.
You know what? I'd be quite happy in the Antarctic, because there'd be less people.
We actually know more about the Antarctic than the Indian Ocean.
No one will ever know what's going on in the ocean. Any ocean. Because... Come on, look how deep it is, and we'd never find out everything that's going on there. Things get lost in there and never get discovered.
Did you ever hear about the bloop?
The what?
A loud sound that happened back in the 90s, and every sonar picked it up on the Pacific coast, and the only thing that could have either made that sound was a tectonic plate shifting or the most massive being to have ever been recorded.
Or my dad snoring.
Or your dad snoring would cause the bloop.
Yeah. Or, you know, if you ask Yulia and Lana, it'll probably be me snoring, but whatever. I can't hear it.
My parents could snore pretty badly, actually, to be honest. I mean, together it was like a symphony.
A symphony of snoring.
It was awful. For a young child, it was like torture.
Traumatising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate.
Well, my snoring, I can't help it. I can't fucking breathe in my sleep, so it's fine. I'll allow it.
Apparently
There's not much I can do. There's not much I could do.
There's nothing in the world that can produce a sound of such happiness of being relaxed and yet so fucking unnervingly annoying as a snore.
Okay, this is why we need Annie. This is turned into a podcast of snoring.
Bring sweep back to Fawcett.
All right, I bet. Do you want to know who I think snores a lot? Percy Fawcett. Now we're back on topic.
Well, that's how they snuck up on him, isn't it?
Allegedly. We always say allegedly after we're making an accusation.
I heard something like that.
Like if you listen to mine and Matt's podcast on cults, there's a lot of allegedlys in that.
It's fun to say allegedly, because then you can go off into any tangent you want.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Luke Skywalker was in Brazil.
We talked about John Travolta and Tom Cruise doing things allegedly a lot. Oh shit, what were we talking about?
Allegedly, we were talking about Lost Cities and Charlie Fawcett.
So clearly I was wrong, or the internet was wrong when it told me something that is apparently not true. So Fawcett was after Lost City of Z. I think, well, we live in England. Let's just call it Z. Lost City of Z in El Dorado. I think that's where we were.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he took his son along with him, as well as his son's friend called Riley or Riley. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think.
Is it Raleigh?
Yeah.
Raleigh. Who the fuck takes their teenage son on a dangerous expedition in the deep Brazilian rainforest?
Well, I read about that. I think he was quite keen to go, but also you want people who are going to be loyal to you in the jungle. You don't want people who are going to stab you in the back. Both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, but the thing is, he'd been there. He knew how dangerous it was. His other companions had gotten sick and he had to return before. And he's talks about all these like monsters or two-nosed dogs.
Yeah.
And like, who would want to take their teenage son and their teenage son's teenage friend?
There is a theory about that, and it is that he wanted to set up a secret community in the jungle somewhere. And it was apparently, or allegedly I should say, it was...
You know what, you can just say apparently, you don't need to say allegedly, because all these people are long dead.
Yeah, true.
Even Percy, sorry, spoiler, but Percy's probably dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bit like Hitler. Let's not get carried away. I need to fight. Basically, he was going to set up a community, and it was going to be like not a shrine to his son, but it was going to be dedicated around his son.
Wait, so the son that he was with, Jack, was in it, not
Jack.
The other one that he left at home, the one
Jack.
that he loved least, apparently.
Oh, serious? The favouritism?
Probably. He took Jack along with him. They were only 3 years apart. If he's going to take one teenage son, why not take the other?
This Fawcett fellow is sounding like quite...
To be fair, you know what? That son that got left behind is the lucky one.
But he left his son in England, right? Okay.
Yeah, with his mother. One of them, and then took the other one.
So someone survived him, basically.
Yeah. And he, made a lot of money off his son. Well, his father and his brother disappearing.
Hell, maybe he was the favourite one.
Brian. That's the surviving son. Well, he's not surviving anymore. He's long dead as well. But he was called Brian.
Yeah. Basically, this community was going to be the worship of his son Jack, the one that he brought with him.
Oh my God.
I love how white men have gone into the Brazilian rainforest to be worshipped. No offence to white men,
but... it's the last place in the world you could fulfil a desire like that.
They'd be the only ones.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, there's a couple of places still left. I think one was in New Zealand. Oh, Pygmy. What's it called? Pygmy? New Guinea, sorry.
Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. Jesus Christ.
Pygmy, Guinea, Papua New Guinea.
There's a video on YouTube of a guy who went into the 90s... who in the 90s went into this little village who they had never seen a white man before, and they thought he was a ghost, so they were really scared to come near him. It's really interesting to look at, just for the actual general reactions of him. And then when he slowly shows them things they'd never seen before, like rice, and cooks them some rice.
I wish I could have done that, something like that.
It's amazing.
Uncle Ben's.
Uncle Ben's rice, yeah. It's amazing to watch.
Maybe if I had trotted along in Downton Abbey or something like that, if I showed up in Downton Abbey, I'd just surprise the shit out of those middle-class white folk, those upper-class white folk.
I am so happy
noticed, I'm called Tarmin and I'm not white. If you hadn't noticed, you hadn't guessed.
They can't see you, though.
Yeah, but they can they... I bet you can't guess what hand motions I'm making. The boys are loving it right now, because they're totally in the same room as me.
Yeah.
Whimsical.
Oh shit! Yeah, podcast.
Yeah. So this religion. I'm guessing it was a religion. They wanted to make.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
Around, of course. Yeah. It sounds like this Fawcett guy is a bit of an arsehole. I mean, capitalising on someone else's naivety. Obviously, I'm guessing he was trying to take advantage of the tribes people around that area, but. It didn't go very well. That's the only story I can think of with this. I need more light shine on this, actually.
Well, there's quite a lot of evidence that he was, well, how would you say it, 1p short of a pod or something like that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. He was a bit mad. He believed in a lot of stuff like theosophy and spiritualism, and...
So does Yulia.
Did she?
Yeah.
What, theosophy?
What's theosophy? I meant spiritualism.
Weird shit.
What's theosophy? We have to say what theosophy is now.
It's a bit like spiritualism.
Oh, okay.
You're not saying philosophy, are you?
No, theosophy.
That's what I thought he was saying, philosophy, and I'm just like, that's not exactly the most loony thing.
That's a point of enlightenment, philosophy.
Yeah.
But theosophy.
Yeah. Some woman called Madame Blavatsky or something like that. She invented it.
That's an unfortunate name. That's coming from Carmen Azid. Thermic acid, as Microsoft Word likes to keep reminding me.
I'm interested in what spiritualism really is into.
I don't know. I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast because I'm just going to set her zone out. Sorry, Yulia, if you're listening.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
She's probably having a dream about this right now.
And she's actually signed up to, because we have a spreadsheet and spiritualism is on that spreadsheet of things that we want to do. Yeah, Yulia put her name down for it, and no, I think Yulia added spiritualism and put her name down for it.
Oh, right.
So yeah,
Is she doing that one on her own?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I'll join it as well, just in case.
Yeah, I'll join it as well.
I think you two and Yulia should do spiritualism.
Hey, Matt, we should talk about that Black Bible that you have.
Oh yeah.
What Black Bible?
Satanic.
Matt's satanic Bible.
Oh, okay, the satanic Bible. All right then.
And we'll just pretend to be the friendliest Satanists.
You can you could get me a copy for my birthday.
Didn't you know, Yulia? We are Satanists.
Why not?
I got rid of mine actually.
Can't find a goat round here though, so you
So the cat will have to do.
cat has to do, yeah.
You shouldn't say that. You've got an
I
actual
thought
cat
you
next to you.
sacrificed that one last week.
There's always cats to sacrifice. They always come crawling on my roof, and I'm just like sitting there watching, waiting. Please don't call the police. Please don't call the police. All right. So Fawcett being a bit loony.
Fawcett was a bit loony, so basically.
Yeah, he's a bit loony. Just a tad.
Bit of an eccentric, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot more, like, in those days you had a lot more eccentrics, I think. It wasn't so highly looked upon to be eccentric.
The thing is, though, what I don't get is this is still an age of rationale. This is an age, it's not exactly that long ago, if you think about it. I mean, he died in 1925.
But it was very
Stop
fashionable.
saying died, he disappeared.
It was very fashionable, this stuff.
It was what, sorry?
What?
What did you say?
Stuff like theosophy and spiritualism was very fashionable at the time, because people like Conan Doyle, quite famous people, were really into it. So
like Kabbalah is now...
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, because there was
that kind of shit.
There was a big call for Ouija boards in the Victorian era, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seances.
You want to know what points me to believing he's a bit loony? Is that he decided to become an explorer at 39. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
That's quite late in life in the early 1900s.
Might have been a midlife crisis. You never know.
Yeah, but that's not midlife. That's their elder years, because people didn't live as long in the early 1900s.
Woke up one birthday and decided, I ain't invented Ferraris yet, so I'll just have to go on an expedition to show off my crazy.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Becoming an explorer takes training. People do it their whole lives. Who wakes up one day when they're 39, got 2 kids, a wife, and decide, I'm going to become an explorer and find this mythical land?
To be fair...
Yeah, go on.
He did come from Torquay. It's pretty boring there, I guess.
Yeah. I've never been to Torquay. I never leave Zone... Well, up until recently, I didn't leave Zone 1 to 2.
There's only so far you can go paddling in the sea, to be,
Oh, is it the sea, Torquay?
Yeah, it's the seaside, I think.
I've only gone to, like, Brighton and Moorgate and that place like that.
I like Brighton.
Brighton is nice unless, like, it's a really hot day, because it's a pebble beach that burns your feet.
Yeah.
We'd go more if we hadn't had internet, though. I mean, it would be something we'd do a lot more if we didn't have the internet.
Exactly, because that's the type of thing that you did on weekends when you were a kid.
So I'm betting
when we didn't have internet.
He was one of these people that heard of a mystical, uncharted area and thought, hell, even if I can't set up a cult, I'm guessing that was probably his first choice. At least I could be the first one to discover stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's true. They were bored. Like, they came up with games like charades and stuff because they had nothing to do.
Oh, speak for yourself. I love a good game of charades. What am I doing now?
No, but do you realise that charades came from, like, the upper class who had everything done for them? They had their tea made for them, they had the breakfast made for them, everything. They had nothing to do. So they invented games like charades.
Managed the land. There was an order that came around.
No, but they hired people to do that. So everything's getting done for them. So that's how charades came about. Because they had nothing, literally had nothing to do, and they would die of boredom. Shit, why are we talking about charades?
I bet playing charades in the jungle is quite good fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it makes a difference where you play it.
The thing is, though, he probably thought, you know, coming from a boring life, he got thinking, let's go to the jungle and discover stuff. And
But he didn't have a boring life. He was part of the army, wasn't he?
Was he in the army?
Yeah, he was a lieutenant colonel.
Oh.
I prefer the colonel from KFC, but whatever.
Yeah, still, you get pretty bored in the army after a while. You know?
Yeah, after shooting people.
Did he have anything to do with the invention of the faucet?
I don't think so.
Yeah. We are so unprepared.
What is a faucet?
I don't know.
I don't know what a faucet is either. Why are you asking?
I've heard of it used before, though. That's the thing. Like, oh, use the faucet. Oh, that thing. The
faucet to me sounds like it's like an upper class person's name, and you know what they were like with breeding? They had loads of kids. So I'm assuming there's other people called Fawcett.
So yeah, so he went to the jungle. He was a bit of an eccentric fellow, and obviously that we've established people in that period were quite bored. They were. Was it a caste system? Like, did they have a lot more reliability on this is the middle class, this is what they do?
Oh god, yeah, they live for the class system.
Yeah, so
like we're slowly seeing it break away now. Some people think it's eradicated. I still think we do have a class system. Britain still has a class system. They most certainly did back then. It's up until recently that like people have had structured class system. Now it's sorting to blend into one.
Obviously,
I mean, yeah, we've still got the super rich and the super poor, but it's starting to become more of an even level now.
Obviously,
but back then, of course, there was a class system.
Not as strict as, say, feudal Japan that had the caste system of you're a warrior caste, you know, you're the merchant caste. But,
did you say caste? I thought you said class.
Well, class is like...
It's the same thing.
It's pretty, but I think Japan had a much more conservative view on it.
I think it still does.
You stay in your caste no matter where you are, and you have a hierarchy, but the class system, you know, you could work your way up if you were, you know, smart enough, I suppose.
Yeah, you marry into it, basically.
Exactly, it was a big old...
So, yeah, people still do that now, though.
Hashtag of inbreeding.
Hashtag.
Yeah, so we're modern. So yeah, there was this guy obviously came. He was a middle class person. I'm assuming, Sir Arthur Conan. Oh wait,
we're not talking about Arthur Conan Doyle.
Hang on a second.
His name's Percy Fawcett.
I need to find my adventurous father. Oh, pardon me. I'm a mess.
He was friends with someone that was friends with Arthur Conan Doyle. That's probably where you got some of the confusion.
Yeah, fuck.
Or he went to school with. I can't quite remember.
The fact that
Conan Doyle based one of his novels on Percy Fawcett.
Yeah, but no one gave a shit about that novel, did they? Because they only liked him for Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And he hates Sherlock Holmes.
I know.
It's really funny. It's like the world trolled Arthur Conan Doyle. We should do a podcast on trolling Arthur Conan Doyle.
But yeah, he was in that inner circle anyway. He was, you know, around those people. So he wasn't exactly... to fund an expedition in itself is one thing.
He didn't fund it. He had funding from elsewhere.
Have you ever heard of those...
He didn't have a lot, though, if I remember rightly.
No?
Yeah, but there was only the three of them, so...
Well,
yeah.
Looking at the city itself, a city rumoured to have been filled literally made of gold. And that would entice anyone, especially in that day and age. I mean, even now, we think to ourselves, cool, I could do an extra $5. But a city of gold, wow, yeah. I would sign me up to go on an expedition for that. I would so... and plus, it's an awesome journey as well. Obviously, you're not thinking of the spiders that drop on your head from trees or anything. But...
yeah, I'd like to reiterate that up until recently, I did not leave the Zone 1 to 2 area.
No?
And now I go all the way to Surrey, and that's about it.
You sure about that? Sorry.
I've left the country, but that was via plane and and then I went to populated areas.
Don't mingle with the populace.
No.
Surrey's my hometown.
Yeah, Islington's mine. Brat to the brat. That's what they used to say when we were kids. I was youthful once, children.
Yeah, I don't think my dad said that when he was born.
I don't think he did. I think it was more of a 90s and noughties thing, where the brap and the, safe and sweet and spud were around.
Flip flap kadoosh.
Yeah, I feel so old talking about this.
Getting funky fresh with us.
Funky fresh. Maybe that's what Percy felt old and decided, yeah, fuck it, I'm throwing the towel in and go to find this Z place.
Yeah, but the fact that it probably wasn't going very well for him, he wanted to prove... he probably had a lot of hang-ups, a lot of angst. Maybe he thought, I'll show them. I mean, he must have been doing well to have had 2 kids. I don't know what...
Yeah, but 2 kids isn't a lot back in those days. If affluent people tended to have a lot of children, that's all they did was pop out kids.
I guess you'd want a whole stable of them, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and if it's like don't men have this thing? Well, I don't know if it's modern day men, but if they want to show their status and they want to leave a legacy, they want to have as many kids as possible that can, they want a big family.
Ugh, I don't know.
I think that's certainly true in those days.
Yeah, in those days. Probably not now.
It was more
because as soon as a man gets a girl pregnant now, they run. But yeah, not all men. I'm not a man basher. I'm doing this podcast with. Yeah, actually, no, I'm more masculine than you guys. I'm more masculine than you guys. I was about to say I'm doing this podcast with 2 men.
Well, I think in those days, like you guys said, it was a big thing. You had a land to work. You had more opportunity for income. It was all about marrying into the right family. It wasn't just a king in the country. He was more relevant back then, but everyone else was their own separate king and queen of their own castle, and they would have their own politics, like marrying for wealth, and they were used more as tools, basically. These kids.
And you still get that.
Yeah. I mean, you ever watch Game of Thrones? There's a lot.
If you've ever seen the royal family.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
As in the real royal family, not the TV show.
Yeah.
Not the sitcom, the actual royal family.
Well, look at Simpson, who married one of the princes, and it was all for love, but...
What, Simpson?
What's her name?
Wallace. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, he abdicated the throne to marry her. That shows true love.
That's lovely.
We should do a podcast on
He also liked the Nazis as well. So
did he like the Nazis?
Yeah,
he had ties to Hitler.
Yeah.
He had ties to Hitler.
Did he have just ties, or did he actually advocate them?
Pretty sure that, most of the royal family probably had ties to Hitler.
It's hard to tell, because
there's no way a guy gains that much power without having, alliances around the world.
Well, you say the right things, you can pretty much, especially to desperate people, you can pretty much get away with murder if you wanted.
Pretty much. Anyway, why the hell do we always end up talking about Hitler?
Okay, so take the reins.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Let's slap this topic off.
Okay, so basically this guy disappeared, right? This guy disappeared. That's it. That's the end of the podcast. No, this guy disappeared. So what do you think happened to him? Seriously. What could have happened to him in the jungle? He was an elderly man with 2 young boys. What could have happened? What could have possibly happened to this intelligent man that went to this jungle?
I think it's probably quite boring what actually happened to him. He probably just either died of natural causes, which is quite a reasonable thing to happen. He was aging, after all.
Yeah, he was old, he's 57, so that's old in the early 1900s.
Also,
who's eating? I can totally see you guys eating.
It's him. His son and his friend were both seen to be ill and lame.
Yeah, they were quite sickly in the days.
I think the friend had a problem with his foot. Well, I'm sure he had lovely feet.
I'm sure he did. I bet they were pedicured as well. Yeah. Whatever pedicuring.
If I was there with him, he would have beautifully pedicured feet.
Oh, stop it, you. I'm talking like that around me.
Also, it's possible he could have been eaten by an animal out there,
Yeah, that's where his remains could have gone.
I was actually quite disappointed. There aren't beavers in Brazil.
Why would there be beavers in Brazil?
Well, the river.
Ah, yeah.
But apparently there's no beaver in Brazil.
I would quite like to see a koala in Brazil, because it's hot there as well. Why can't koalas be anywhere else? Because they're really cute.
They're not bears, even though everyone...
They are to me.
They're closer to rats, aren't they, I heard?
Okay, what about a kinkajou? They're like miniature bears.
The fuck's a kinkajou?
That's not Pokemon, is it?
No, it's like a miniature bit. Why am I even... Because I'm probably allergic to them all, so I don't even know why I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Apparently there's only beaver on the tip of South America, or something like that. The southern tip, that is.
There's a beaver on a tip.
Well,
Oh
sure
my
there's some...
God! How have we not done
Oh, yes. Someone had to say it. There's a beaver on a tip.
of South
Innuendo.
America.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why we got onto beavers, because there aren't any in Brazil, so
Yeah.
Let's move
So there
on.
aren't any in Brazil.
not even shaved ones.
Why? Well, yeah. Why did we talk about beavers? Is it because you were? Yeah. Because
Animals. It's most likely something like a jaguar or something like, not the car, the animal.
Wasn't there some? There was some bones found, supposedly.
yes,
Yeah, they
but
weren't
they
his.
were confirmed to not be his in 1965. I think it was. I think it was 65. But some dude. Let me just bring up his name.
Isn't it Villas-Boas or something?
Yes, Orlando Villas-Boas.
No relation to the former Chelsea manager,
Who was the former Chelsea manager?
Andre Villas-Boas.
Okay. Maybe they were. But anyway, he claimed that he'd found bones that were Percy Fawcett. Yeah, and Brian, Percy's son that he didn't love as much as Jack, kept denying it. I don't know why he denied it. How would he know? But yeah, he kept denying it, but it turns out Brian was right. They weren't his bones. They were tested in the 1965. No, not 1965. I'm not quite sure of the date. But before 1965, it was confirmed that they were not his.
Well, some of them...
The animals, that would make sense why the remains weren't found, because plenty of people have gone out there, which I will come on to later, but plenty of people have gone out there looking for him, they didn't find any remains.
Yeah.
Well, they found those remains that weren't his.
Also, if they found bones, well, if there were bones left, the natives could have used them for something.
Yeah, they could have made
changed the
material...
shape of them and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, they could have made spears or knives or anything out of bones. Bones is quite a good material for doing stuff with.
You
No?
are horrible people.
But you guys didn't even say anything about the comment I just made.
About what?
I said bones are good materials to do stuff with.
What would you do with bones? Oh, what, like ivory and making them into... Oh, wait, aside from making them into spears and like the little Jeepers Creepers spinning
God,
ninja
you
style
guys,
thing.
you didn't get the innuendo.
Boners.
Oh, my God. Yes, boners.
Oh, well, fuck me with a boner.
So it makes sense why there were no bones or remains found. If it was they just fell or got injured and just got lost in the rainforest and their remains were carried offwards by animals. Do you want to know what my favourite theory is, though?
What?
Okay, because there were people claimed to have seen him after he disappeared and said that he was a prisoner or he was part of a tribe or that Jack had fathered children with Brazilian natives of the tribes because they'd seen pale children with blue eyes, even though that the Brazilians would have the more dominant genes because they have darker features, but whatever. So people were clearly bullshitting. But yeah, so people claim that he was still alive years after he disappeared. My favourite theory about this is that he ended up being the head of a tribe of cannibals. And I figured that would be your favourite theory as well, Matt.
Yeah, I read about that one. That's actually quite interesting.
That's quite interesting.
I would like that to be true.
There's no evidence whatsoever. Yeah. It's just rumour, but I quite... Because it's interesting, I quite like that one to be true.
It's not actually my favourite theory. My favourite theory is that he got lured somewhere by an erotic siren. That's my favourite one.
The sirens are at the sea. Maybe he did try and go to find Atlantis. Oh, we've come full circle, people.
Wow.
He went to find Atlantis in the middle of the Brazilian forest and got called away by a sexy siren.
Yeah, sexy siren.
A sexy siren of the sea.
To be honest.
A sexy siren of the sea.
Yeah.
So I think we've sorted that. We've figured out what happened to him. Actually, no, we still need Chris's theory.
I think aliens. Yeah. Have you ever seen...
When anything's in doubt, you always go for aliens.
Have you ever seen Crystal Skull? Cool. Yeah, it makes more sense than anything.
What, the Indiana Jones film?
Yeah.
The one with she and the beef.
Isn't that the one with the beef?
Yeah.
Who would want to watch
Tom's
that?
favourite actor.
Brilliant installment.
Okay, can I just clarify to the listeners, the good listeners, Shia LaBeouf is not my favourite actor.
Send her pictures of him.
Please don't. The email address is for critiques or showing your love, not for Shia LaBeouf pictures.
I think Shia LaBeouf is out of their league. Like Spielberg should be at his feet after that wonderful performance. And that film, what an installment! Totally the best one in the Indiana Jones storyline. I think
it's just the best film that's ever been released.
It's amazing. Yeah. The concept.
Citizen Kane, what?
The concept that aliens makes everything else before negated. With the Holy Grail and the Knight and the Temple of Doom's God, they mean nothing now that aliens are here. And maybe they created the City of... Well, okay, on a serious note, the City of Gold rumour, El Dorado, I bet there is some unheard of city somewhere in the Amazon. I bet or not even a city, but some sort of settlement with a special quality to it that we haven't discovered. And maybe passed down through... I mean, to hear this rumour in the first place must have been passed through tribespeople anyway, and they must have heard the conquistadors when they heard this rumour from the Aztecs. Obviously there must have been some speculation of grandeur and over-exaggeration, but I do bet that someone saw something of great quality, and the Aztecs obviously weren't going to give that stuff up. It might have even been made as a rumour to make sure that the conquistadors from Spain continued invading to keep their hopes up so that they would keep on, taking out the known world. It might have just been an early version of propaganda, but you never know. But Illuminati as well, yes. Yeah. The only way to fund it. So, I mean, the City of Gold, that is...
City of Z.
Considering that if you melt down all gold in the world into liquid form, there would just be about enough to fill up an auditorium, not bigger than a uni auditorium, really. It's very hard to believe there's a whole entire city of the metal, above ground.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there's some sort of lost city out there, and it gives people hope, because Brazil is quite an uncharted place. There's still a whole bunch of animal species in there. It's estimated at over 1 million that haven't been discovered in that place.
Like the dog with two noses.
Like the dog with two noses and 17 feet. That's, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about the 17 feet.
Oh, I just made him up. But he could be,
Fair enough. Yeah, that just comes with inbreeding, though, really, doesn't it?
The flying
happens in Hull.
Dog. Yeah.
You should look in Norfolk for that. Not a joke.
Okay, so how feasible do you think it is that one of the tribes people, some of the tribe people may have killed him?
I think it's almost 100% certain.
I think it's just as reasonable as any other theory.
But it's the one that sticks for me, because if it wasn't the tribes people, it was the wildlife or just dehydration.
I think I would go for the tribes people.
I hate to be...
I mean, I love the idea of him leading his own tribe of cannibals.
I love that.
But yeah, I think it was probably the tribes people.
I hate to be that voice who takes all the mystery out of something, but I bet his end was as normal as we could have predicted. Either he was an eccentric who didn't bring enough water. Heard the rainforest, there's not as much rain here as I thought there was going to be. Or, or something killed him, be it an animal or a human.
Do you know what I think happened?
Go on.
I think he had a really bad cold.
Yeah, because they couldn't cure that shit.
There's no Lemsip in the jungle.
Fuck it, son. I've got a cold. I'm done for. We're going to make you a god in the middle of a.
Do you want to know what I think? Right. I think that this guy disappeared, right? How many times have I said that in this podcast? This guy disappeared, and then people went looking for him, and then 100 people died. Who the fuck would bother going to look for a guy that disappeared after the 99th person had died, looking for him? I think that's the real mystery, is people's stupidity.
Well, you want to be the 100th one, wouldn't you? If anything, no one's going to want to be 101 first one, because that's not going to be remembered.
Yeah. It's a really good game of hide and seek, though.
Yeah, it really is. Okay. So I don't think we're going to have any answers, really.
No, we never do. We just have speculations. And
we speculate. But
I think we said our favourite ones, haven't we?
Yeah, we've said our favourite ones.
Yeah.
But you want to know who would get answers? If only Liam Neeson were alive back in the 1920s. If Percy Fawcett was taken, Liam Neeson could find him.
Yeah? Of course.
Chris, you've got to do a voiceover for this.
Or Jack Bauer.
He'd make a smoke signal, wouldn't he? And you'd need an Indian to speak. Oh, he'll find us.
He'll just drop kick it. He'll just drop kick a few trees and then find Percy Fawcett.
Well, that's the problem with Liam Neeson. That's the one problem, is that he'll find him, but it'll kill him when he finds him. So
that is true.
Yeah.
Okay. The last mystery of this podcast is the only reason I suggested it is because I heard about this movie being produced by Plan B, which is Brad Pitt's production company.
Yeah.
Called Lost City of Z, based on Percy Fawcett and his expedition and his disappearance. Which I don't know what the movie's going to be about because no one fucking knows.
Brad Pitt's in another
happened.
Z film, yeah.
Lost City of Z, yeah, I know. I made that connection too.
There's something about that rubs me bad.
Yeah. So the major mystery is this film ever going to get made? Because it keeps having the lead recast, like it was Brad Pitt, and then it was Cumberbatch, and then it was Charlie Hunnam. Ooh. And, by the time it gets made, it'll probably be Freddie Highmore playing Percy Fawcett in his 50s.
It's Wolfman all over again.
I'd want to watch that film, and that's my big mystery, is it ever going to get made? So, we've raised a lot of questions and answered none this podcast.
But I'm not surprised he got lost, because I've got lost on the Northern Line before, so...
How could you get lost on the Northern Line?
Because it goes in two fucking directions. It splits off. It's terrible.
The Kennington syndrome.
But it tells you which one it's going on.
Yeah, no, it says the destination. It doesn't say which one.
But there's the bank branch and then there's the other one.
And via bank and via Charing Cross.
Yeah, exactly. There's two different ones. It tells you which one it is.
Fuck off, you know.
You silly. you silly.
Okay, so, do you think... Are we done?
I think we've given people some sort of lesson.
We've given you food for thought.
It has nothing to do with Percy Fawcett, but if you are on the Northern Line... it does branch off at Kennington, and if you want to go north, you will probably best bet is Charing Cross.
And if you want to learn about Northern Line, please do not watch 24 Live Another Day, because they got it completely wrong. And also, if you want to know about the number 4 bus route, don't watch Fast and Furious 6, I think it was, because they got that bus route completely wrong.
Bloody hell, really?
Yeah, they did. It went through, London Bridge, it went through everywhere. It went through basically all the tourist hotspots when it doesn't. I go on number 4 all the fucking time.
See, this is stimulating my interest right now.
Yeah, so join us next week when we'll be discussing what movies get wrong with London transportation. You know how to contact us by now, I guess. I think we might have sorted it because we still haven't started airing this, so we don't know what's going on. Yeah. It's probably the iTunes, the email, the Twitter, the Facebook, and all that jazz.
Yeah, we suck. Come tell us why.
Come tell us why. Yeah, tell us how much we suck.
Or we can suck for you, if you want.
No, just tell us how much we suck, because you know what? The more hate you spew at us, the more powerful we get.
Oh.
The more it motivates us to
suck harder.
To suck, yeah.
But you'll probably be able to get me off. I'll probably go away if you keep telling us. So.
I won't. I won't, because I think you need the ambiguous background of me, because no one will know where I'm from. And then we've got Annie, and so we hope you enjoyed this chat.
I can't wait for the racist comments as well. So they'll go go back to Africa. Wherever you came from.
I'm from Guatemala.
Guatemala. Of course.
My accent is so Guatemalan. Guatemalan. We should do a podcast on where people think we're from if they do start emailing us with queries of when.
That's going to be very far down the line.
If they do start emailing with us with, are you from Romania? I
sent this email in earlier today about us, so I just wanted to bring it up. Where are we from? All right. Excellent.
I hope someone tells me to go back to some country, because that means I get to go abroad then.
Fair point. Can someone please tell me to go back to Hawaii? Because, I'll just go to Hawaii.
If you pay for it, I'll
if you pay for it. Again, we accept PayPal and checks.
We're milking you already before you even hit subscribe, so...
Yeah, no, you have to hit subscribe just because I'm telling you to, and you should do what I say, because I may be tiny, but I can shout. Should we say goodbye? We've been trying to say goodbye again for 10 minutes, haven't we?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. All right, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you again next week, I guess. Or someone will see you again next week. I don't know who the fuck is taking the next week's episode.
Even if we put you off this week, just have a bash at it. Have another bash at it.
Yeah, it might be someone else. You never know.
Ooh.
Yeah, keep bashing until you're exhausted.
Yeah. I'll tell Dwayne Johnson that.
I think we should get Steve Austin in as well.
Oh, why not? We'll get the whole gang in.
Rikishi!
They owe me, so...
Yeah.
You know.
I keep getting mixed up between Steve Austin and Steve Irwin. I've got to remember one of them's Stingray.
One wrestles crocodiles.
One used to wrestle crocodiles.
And one just wrestles.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.